North Carolina Democrats have been on a losing streak. The party hasn't won a presidential or Senate race since 2008. And Republicans currently have control of the state's Senate, House, and Supreme Court. All of that has prompted a call by Democrats there for new leadership. And joining us now, the newly elected chair of North Carolina's Democratic Party, Anderson Clayton. She is also the youngest state Democratic Party chair in the country. Welcome to the show, Anderson. So what's it going to take to get Democrats to start winning again in North Carolina?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be on and grateful for the opportunity. I'm so thankful to North Carolina Democrats for trusting me with this position, because I really believe that the future in North Carolina is for us to have boots on the ground across 100 counties. We need to be making sure that we're organizing everywhere and ensuring that folks from Murphy to Manteo are hearing the message of the Democratic Party and the good work right now that we're doing for rural communities across our state, and also really energizing our base to be able to get out and vote this cycle, because we need you now more than ever, North Carolina.
So you mentioned rural communities, which is one of the goals that you're looking at, organizing and prioritizing on rural communities in North Carolina, rebuilding the party infrastructure, and caring more about winning elections, which is usually on this show, we talk about how Republicans have gotten really good at losing. But in North Carolina, it's definitely been Democrats. Start with rural communities. How do you change? Tell me what the how is in refocusing on rural communities.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people always talk about we need to win back these communities and we need to take control of them again. But I really do believe that before we ever can talk about winning in these communities, we've got to talk about rebuilding trust with communities that feel like government has just left them behind and they don't necessarily believe that government works for them anymore. And Democrats right now are working so hard for the American people and trying to really focus on the everyday issues that are impacting everyday folks. The American Rescue Plan and the bipartisan infrastructure bill gave millions of dollars of investment into rural North Carolina this year. And I want to make sure that we are getting people to those city council meetings and county commissioner meetings and talking about where this money is going. Because Democrats looked at rural America and they said, hey, we believe you have a future 50 years from now. And we want you to determine what that future is going to be and what it's going to look like. And you've got to have that emphasis on the ground. You've got to have people that are making that connection for folks right now. Because rural North Carolina and rural America is not living. They are surviving, and they are doing everything they can just to stay afloat from week to week, from paycheck to paycheck. And the Democratic Party is helping, and we need to make sure that we have Democratic messengers in all of our communities to make sure that they hear that message loud and clear.
Anderson, good morning. It's great to have you on the show. I see you went to App State. Shout out to Yosef this morning. Let's talk about North Carolina. Some people view it as a purple state. Donald Trump did win the 2020 election there, but just by a sliver, fewer than 100,000 votes. How are you viewing territory that can be gained by Democrats in that state? In which direction is it trending right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we plan to gain ground everywhere, and we have so much opportunity to do that. Youth turnout, I tell people all the time, in North Carolina, HBCU turnout was the lowest it's been since 2010 last cycle, and we have so much ground to gain from energizing and engaging with young voters and telling them, you know, here's the message and here's the future that the Democratic Party is trying to offer you right now, which is talking about clean energy and a good environment and climate change, honestly, in every capacity of issues that we're worried about what's our future look like. And Democrats are delivering on that message, and we've got to make sure that people understand, you know, the policies and how they impact your everyday life. The Affordable Connectivity Program that came down from the bipartisan infrastructure bill is $30 off a month of your internet bill right now. If you're 200% below the poverty line in North Carolina, that's $44,000 a year right now. People need to understand that, you know, a lot of people are struggling, and the prices going up, inflation going up, everything happening so quickly for us. We've got a lot of ground to gain when we're talking about the policies that Democrats are putting in place. And we need to make sure that young people that are people of color in our state understand that we are trying to do everything we can to reach them and make sure that we're uplifting their voices and their issues in our state right now, because we know that we didn't get out our own base this cycle. We know that Democrats in North Carolina need to see this party fighting for them every inch of the way. And that's what I'm planning to do this year, and the message that I want to give to all North Carolinians this year. We're fighting for your rights to exist and to do perfectly.
Hearing you loud and clear. Okay, Chair of North Carolina's Democratic Party, Anderson Clayton, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you too.
All right, great to have you on. Congratulations.